Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or your computer. With Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free, that's right, I said free, shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best ones it finds to your cart. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/BCC. That's joinhoney.com/BCC.
ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. No more doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. I actually did do doctor roulette in the past, in which my car did not work, so I would just go to the closest doctor to my house, and I will say I have been misdiagnosed with a couple things now. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to find and book a doctor in their neighborhood who is patient-reviewed and fits their needs and schedules just right. Go to ZocDoc.com/BCC and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/BCC. ZocDoc.com/BCC.
Welcome to the Chain. This is the BCC Club with your hosts Sarah Shower and
Kendahl Landreth.
And each week we explore the weirdest parts of the internet. And what are we talking about this week?
This week we are talking about the banning of TikTok.
Yes, dun dun dun. Actually, wait. The banning of TikTok. Kendahl gave the great idea. I have a slide whistle, so anytime I talk about my family trauma, I'm just going to add that at the end.
Incredible. I love that you didn't have a plan of anything to do with it. You were just like, I got to bring this to the podcast recording.
Well, it's like show and tell. I wanted to show you what I got. You know?
Yes. Well, how was your week?
It was really good. I had another stand-up show on Tuesday.
Oh my God, just moving right to the top.
I know, I love stand-up so much. I was kind of sad though, because, I love the show. It went really well, but I missed Mae Martin's Netflix special. I got invited to the premiere thing.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't come. I got a stand-up show.
Oh, man.
I know.
I'm sorry, Mae Martin.
Yeah. They were really looking forward to seeing me.
Yeah. Well, how'd the show go?
It went really well. It was called Lying Skanky Slutty Bitches Show. I think that's what it's called. It's hosted by this girl named Alexis. So basically, like, her therapist said that she's attracted to, like, lying, slutty, skanky bitches, and that's why she named the show what it was. And so she was like, think of your nastiest, like, slutty stories. And I was like, oh my God.
Perfect.
Buckle up. And so, yeah, it was just, I didn't even plan a set. It was just 10 minutes of free thought.
And after they were like, no, that was too much, way too much.
They were like, I did not know that you could open a beer bottle with your butt cheeks by gripping the top of the...
Can you?
Okay, yeah. So,
twist top?
Yes, twist top.
Okay.
So when I was drinking, my go-to pickup line was, I can open a beer bottle with my butt cheeks. If you buy me a beer, I'll show you. And so basically, it's easiest when you're nude, but if you're in public, leggings work best. But you press the tip of the beer bottle as close as you can to your anus, and your sphincter actually has a lot of grip. It's like a baby hand.
Yeah.
And so you push it and then twist, and it'll pop the top off.
But a twist top. So you're not doing ones that, like, because I'm having an image of the ones you have to use a bottle opener for, and it's just like cutting the shit out of your ass.
That was the punchline, is that you could carve a nasty ring around your butthole.
Yeah.
But if you're practiced and you have a really strong grip back there, you can open different types of beer bottles.
Yeah.
So that was one of my just horrified audience. They were laughing, but they were also like
scared,
oh
crying.
My God. And then another thing was I tell everyone this. If you're ever really constipated and you have a vagina, you can actually put your fingers up your vagina and push poop out of your butt.
Oh, my God. Sarah, my mom listens to this podcast.
Well, you're welcome, Mom.
Now you know.
You know?
Mom.
Yes.
No, it just make me laugh because I never really think about the fact that my mom listens, and sometimes she'll text me and be like, just listen to the Hailey Bieber episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God. Oh God. What did we talk about on that? Okay, I love you, Mom. I went to New York this week.
I know.
Which
How'd
was
that
fun.
go?
It was fun. We went for my girlfriend's birthday. We saw Little Shop of Horrors. We saw Sweeney Todd, which was like the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I got you a treat.
Is it a Lego?
I got you
Wait,
a
stop. Did you
treat.
give me something? No, wait.
Okay, it's not anything too crazy. It's probably kind of lame, but
Wait.
I only had a carry-on because my girlfriend hates checking bags, so I only had a carry-on, so it's very
Yeah.
small.
Oh, no. It's
a little Lego
Oh, my God.
Statue of Liberty.
Thank you so much. I actually do have like so many Lego keychains, so I'm gonna feel like a janitor with like they're like, are those keys? Oh, they're Legos, idiot.
Remember when you get bored?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Of course.
For ages 6 and up.
They were like, because you'd asked me about the BTS Lego set. Right?
Yes.
Is that the one
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wanted? And it was so funny when I did ask the woman at the counter, I was like, do you have the BTS Lego set? And she like sighed so deeply and was like, we're sold out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to add to however many thousands of people have asked you this today.
I know, I can only imagine. You went to the Lego store in Times Square?
No, in Union Square.
Okay. Well, I mean, it must be so overwhelming. But yeah, every time I go to the Lego store, they're always sold out, and it's the same
Please stop.
K-pop stands, all Lego heads. Like, I'm just like, I'm living my dream because I love BTS and I love Legos. And so like when it was sold out and I was like, oh crap. But thank you so much for this.
Oh my God, of course.
I really
Of course.
appreciate it.
Of course.
After Alexis's show, like really cool people have been following me on Instagram.
Like who?
And I'm like, just like gay musicians and stuff.
Rebecca Black.
She's already been
Oh, right.
following
You
me.
told
Yeah.
me that. You told me that.
But and I'm just like, oh my God, all I post about is Legos.
No, that's cool.
No, it's not.
No, it is. It is. No, but it is kind of cool. It's like I just got a Nintendo Switch, and for
Yeah.
some reason I feel like that's cool, even though it's not. And I keep asking people, I'm like, "Do you have a Switch?" I just got a Switch. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "What do they think? What do I think they think of me when I
Yeah.
say that?" Because I do feel like, oh, I'm like in a club now.
No, I mean, that's like, can you do like, I know PictoChat was the DS, but can you talk to people with a Switch?
No. Well, I'm sure you can. Yes.
Yeah.
I only have Animal Crossing, and that's all I play. And I like hardly know how to use it. Like I don't really understand. I just kind of fish on Animal Crossing, and then I sell the fish I got, and that's like all I do.
Yeah.
And then I'll hear people be like, "Oh, well, you like people visit your island and you go there," and I'm like, I haven't done any of that. I've just been fishing the whole time. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But I would be really upset if Animal Crossing got banned.
Yeah.
Really upset because I've made all these fish and I've worked so hard on getting the fish, and then it would just kind of all go to waste. Similarly, how I feel about TikTok getting banned.
Yeah. Thank you for that segue. That was really good.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to be talking about, is TikTok getting banned? I know that this discussion happened also in 2020, 2021, and everyone sort of like started posting, like, follow me on my other socials. You know, you're supposed to migrate your audience, which this is just advice to any influencer out there ever, content creator. You should be migrating your audience at all times just to like build up. It's like investments or stocks or like a savings account. Like you can't just invest in one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, truly. I feel so at ease currently, which I'm like so grateful for, because I feel like I have those audiences on YouTube and Instagram, and I'm like, thank God, like truly thank God. But I also think just like Vine, and I know you experienced this obviously, when it ended, it's like everybody, in some ways I think it was positive for some Viners, because it was like then everybody went to YouTube and checked out their YouTube channel, which obviously paid more than probably Vine did. I don't know. I actually know nothing about that, but that's what I assume happened.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it was a good thing. I know that everyone was really sad. So I understand the fear that TikTokers are having right now. I've been through this before. This is like my World War II.
Yeah.
No, a little bit less than that.
I would say more.
But I mean, like, I've been through this trauma before. The fear leading up, and then if it does get banned, I'm just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just remember when Vine ended all those videos. I remember on my YouTube, what is it called?
Feed.
Suggested page.
Yeah.
It was just like Eliza Koshy, Lily Pons, like every single person being like, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I had to do that too.
Yes, and it was all these people, and it was like just 50 people being, welcome to our YouTube channel. And I mean, now they're all still doing, I'm sure some of them aren't doing great, but a lot of them are still, I mean, look at you, you're killing it.
Thank you.
Eliza Koshy's like so famous that it's kind of like,
She
she's
really
one of,
is.
Yeah, she's one of those people where it's like, they're so famous, but you don't know how because like you never see them do anything, but they've just reached this level of fame where they're like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like a mogul. I just own a bunch of things.
I think the reason why we probably don't see her as much is because her content is geared younger. I mean, granted, everyone can watch her stuff, and she's like genuinely nice. But I think she just has the charisma and like the face for like actual TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like when I saw, I think it was the Oscars. Lily Singh was hosting.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Oscars.
Yeah.
Hosting the Oscars.
Is that Lily
And
Singh?
She was hosting the red carpet. And I was like, wow, I haven't seen Lily Singh in years.
Yeah.
That is so funny that it's just still pushing through. It's still
Yeah.
there. So I think everyone did well.
But I also think it's like an object permanence thing where like they are still existing even though we don't necessarily watch their stuff. And so it's like a surprise when they like enter our eye line again. We're like, oh my God, they're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 100%. So, yeah, I'm sure this is probably, do you feel like it's easier for you, the thought of TikTok being banned now, or a little more like, oh, God, it's bringing up old emotions for me?
It does bring up some old emotions. Thankfully, after Vine died, I got a 9 to 5. That won't be happening this time because, again, YouTube and my Instagram and Twitter even like are pretty, this is like a, there's a lot of people on it.
Yeah.
And then we also have this podcast. And then I feel like with stand-up, that's mainly linked to my Instagram. So I feel prepared. But I hate that feeling of like you build an audience and then you lose it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's how I feel a little bit because I'm like not stressed. I'm not like worried where I'm like, what'll I do? Like I've gotten a bunch of texts from people I like haven't talked to in years being like, are you going to be okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll be fine. I mean, I hope I'll be fine. But I like have income from Instagram and YouTube and other things. But I think it is just that feeling of like, wow, I like each time I would go up like 100,000 followers or something, I would be like, wee, like how exciting. And it's just, I get so excited.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's just like all would be gone.
Yeah.
Like fully just didn't exist basically, which feels crazy. And I feel like a lot of my followers on each platform are not like from what I might be fully wrong, but it kind of feels like my followers on TikTok follow me on TikTok. My followers on Instagram are like different people.
Yeah.
And then my followers on YouTube are completely different people. So it just like, I don't know if, I think they're like 3 fully different groups of people because people either come up to me and be like, I watch you on Shorts, or they'll say like, I watch you on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, it would be crazy to watch me on all 3 platforms because I just post the same exact content on all 3 platforms.
My TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube audience, they have no idea who each other are.
Yeah.
It's actually, but I'd say my Twitter is the most even mix of everything because Twitter I've done the longest.
Yeah.
And so like everyone knows that my favorite platform is Twitter. It makes me the least amount of money. It causes me the most amount of stress, but it is truly like my favorite platform.
Oh, I never could get into Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter. Do you feel like your audiences, because I feel like my audiences for each platform are like fully different. Like their vibes are different. Like TikTok is just every different type of person because it goes to so many different types of people. Instagram, they're so nice. They're like way too nice. Like the comments on any video, it'll be like a video of me pretending to fart and they'll be like, I just want you to know I support you so much. And then my YouTube audience is like, mean.
Yeah.
They're so mean. They'll just be like, you're ugly. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, love your videos though.
Yeah.
That's my experience.
Hello, everybody. It's Sarah's Aunt Carol. But Sarah said I can still read the ads to make a couple extra bucks. So here we go. Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or your computer. With Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free, that's right, I said free, shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best ones it finds to your cart. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites For me, that's those websites where you can buy custom t-shirts that say like #1 Aunt Carol. I think those are hilarious. A best Carol in show business. I think those are freaking hilarious. David DiGiorgio, my ex, used to hate them. He really said they were ugly and he didn't want me wearing them in public. So I'm getting emotional again. This is how it works. When you check out, the honey button appears. And all you have to do is click apply coupons. So I have my cute best Aunt Carol in the world t-shirt in my cart. I click apply coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. You guys, they will drop so low you will not even know where they are. Oh my God, Honey has saved me so much money over the last couple months. If you guys have ever been through a really hard breakup, you know how expensive it is. I'm buying chocolates and ice cream. I'm buying tissues. It's really, really expensive, and Honey has saved me so much money. I swear, I was trying to buy a new outfit to wear out to the bars a couple days ago, and I really wanted to look sexy, so I was buying clothes that were way out of my budget. But when I went to check out, Honey saved me like $40. That's right, it saved me like 40 freaking bucks. I was so surprised with how easy it was to use and how much money I saved. It was awesome. I'm obsessed with Honey. Honey doesn't just work on desktops. It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/BCC. That's joinhoney.com/BCC. David DiGiorgio, I love you. If you're listening to this podcast, take me back.
Does this sound like you? You have some sort of medical ailment, so you Google your symptoms, and Google suggests you may have a concussion or scurvy or some third, more likely thing that you're writing off due to heightened anxiety and paranoia. I know that sounds like me, and that's why we here at the BCC Club do not recommend Googling symptoms, but using ZocDoc instead to find a trusted doctor to get a real opinion, informed opinion on your medical status. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. No more doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. I actually did do doctor roulette in the past, in which my car did not work, so I would just go to the closest doctor to my house. And I will say I have been misdiagnosed with a couple things now, but I have since then used ZocDoc and have a car now. So my psychiatrist, my therapist, and my dentist are all actually from ZocDoc. Love them very much. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor you haven't met yet. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to find and book a doctor in their neighborhood who is patient-reviewed and fits their needs and schedules just right. Go to ZocDoc.com/BCC and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/BCC. ZocDoc.com/BCC.
I think since YouTube is long-form content, they don't see as much discourse, and they're a little bit... I love our YouTube audience, but they're a little bit behind in like formalities when it comes to addressing people. My TikTok audience, definitely more sensitive. Love them still, though.
Sure.
Instagram audience, since... there's not a lot, I mean, there is groupthink happening, but like, since comments can be filtered so much and it's not a largely text-based like platform, it's not a lot of discourse.
Yeah.
Like, it's more cordial.
Yeah, that's so true, because I never thought about that, where it's like, I feel like on TikTok, it's almost like a mixture of Instagram and Reddit, where I feel like people are, it's like a part of the culture to have conversations with people. Like, I feel like any video I have that goes like mega viral is because there are people arguing in the comments about stuff, and so they just keep arguing and arguing and arguing. But yeah, I think that is so true.
So we're going to talk about the history of TikTok bans and attempts. The U.S. previously attempted to ban TikTok under the Trump administration. In 2020, the Trump administration first threatened TikTok with a ban via executive order if it didn't sell itself to a U.S.-based company. Many believe that Trump's actions, Kendahl, was likely... It was Oh my God, many believe that Trump's action was likely a retaliation due to the TikTok pranks. I forgot how dumb he is.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, like that email chain you signed up for.
I know. Yeah, that was honestly, I remember saying to my parents when that happened, I was like, this is the happiest I've been. Because it was like 2020 and everything was so fucking terrible. And just feeling like for one time in that year that anyone had, like I had any control over anything, like it felt just so nice to watch that unravel in such a horrendous way. Oh, it was incredible. We're talking about when TikTok like everyone signed up to go to his rally, and he was like, millions of people are coming.
Yeah.
And then there was like 12 people there. It was incredible.
So Oracle,
he didn't like that.
Oh no, he didn't. Oracle and Walmart were suggested as buyers, and TikTok kicked off a lengthy legal battle against the U.S. government. Some criticized then President Donald Trump's crusade against the app as political theater rooted in xenophobia. They called out Trump's unusual suggestion that the U.S. should get a cut of any deal it forced the app sale to an American firm. If it forced the app sale. A federal judge fully blocked the Trump administration's attempt to ban TikTok in the U.S. The U.S. District Judge Carl Nicholas in Washington found that Trump overstepped his authority in using his emergency economic powers to try to effectively put the app out of business. He was the second judge to rule against the president's ban.
Man, that's just something I do not miss about. Well, I don't miss anything about Trump being president, to be clear, but like something I really feel like just is so not normal that was so common during that time was just him always just being like, I'm doing this now.
Yeah.
I'm doing an executive decision and this is happening. It would be something so crazy. He would be like, all Cold Stones are going out of business. And I've decided because they were mean to me and I don't like that.
They forgot my birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They didn't sing to me. I put $1 in the tip jar. They didn't sing to me. And I'm just like, I felt like it gave this energy of like, we just don't, anything could happen at any time and we don't know what's going to happen. And it terrible. And it was things as stupid as this. So I do not miss that.
This reminds me of like whenever we talk about our parents and like you have like some fond memory and I just have like this crazy memory when the people. No, okay, so like Trump is an insane person, you know? So if you think about, you have a million stories from the Trump administration because they're so off the wall. But in the past 4 years, we probably have like 10 off the wall sort of like, I mean, major off the wall sort of things, but they're not like Trump trips and bans tanning salons from, I don't know, something. Yeah. So it could, that's what it reminds me of.
Oh yeah, it was bizarre. Like I really remember because it was obviously during COVID. Well, parts of it weren't during COVID, but I feel like when COVID happened, we were in lockdown. I remember my roommate and I would wake up every morning and we would make a huge breakfast and we would like turn the TV on and there was always like a 30-minute interview with Trump that just came out today and another interview with Trump and Trump arguing in a he was like always doing just like interviews and in every single one it was like a TV show. It was truly a TV show. It made no sense. I remember when he was like ranting about how he took like a mental health test to see if he was like mentally stable and he was like bragging about how good his results were. So many, I mean, I don't obviously miss that time. It was deeply disturbing and hurt a lot of people, but I think that was just almost too, I could pay for that programming, that television programming.
Yeah, and also if you have to take a mental health quiz online, it's like taking the BuzzFeed Am I Gay quiz. It's like, you know the answer to this, you know?
Like, exactly. Or do you remember when, I think it was Rudy Giuliani did that press conference outside of that, like, oh my God, what was it? It was like a hardware store. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was like. He tried to get it at the Four Seasons and then he accidentally booked the Four Seasons hardware.
Yeah.
So he's doing this big press conference in front of like, it was like a TV show. It truly was wild. It was so upsetting. But yeah, I think it's like anytime someone will tell a story from the Trump presidency, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that. And it's something like crazy, like something so disturbing. And I'm like, that would be like that would be like national news. Everyone was talking about it. TikTok was only talking about it. But at that time, it's like, you can't keep up. We can't keep up with every insane thing that happens.
So what is the Biden's administration on TikTok? Stance.
The Biden administration eventually rescinded the Trump era executive order targeting TikTok, but replaced it with a broader directive focused on investigating technology linked to foreign adversaries, including China. In mid-March 2023, the Biden administration threatened to ban the social media app if ByteDance did not sell its stake to an American company. Some creators pointed out that the Biden administration itself has utilized the platform to help spread awareness to Gen Z users on various major policy initiatives. The administration worked with top TikTok stars to encourage vaccination against COVID-19. They also encouraged them to vote for Joe Biden.
I've literally done a campaign on TikTok about voting.
Yeah. I've done multiple political campaigns, and so that's very funny. And Joe Biden's doing like a TikTok dance and being like, "You are so amazing." They even talk about how Under the Desk News, who I'm obsessed with, they said, "I think the White House certainly recognizes the importance and reach that this platform has, or I wouldn't have 2 letters sitting at home on my desk right now signed by Joe Biden saying how important my platform is and how proud he is of the work I do."
I just realized that when I spoke at USC, this is the other creator that I spoke with.
Under the Desk News?
Yeah, they were there at USC with me.
I love them. Also, in any of the videos of the trial, is it a trial? No.
I don't know. Yes, the trial.
For TikTok, they're there, and they're in the back, and you can just see their face being so annoyed, deeply just over being there. Because also, how long was it? I can imagine they were there in my head for 48 hours straight.
Probably.
No eating, no sleeping. But they're the best.
So where is TikTok banned? In late 2023, President Biden signed legislation, I think late 2022, President Biden signed legislation prohibiting TikTok on federal government devices. A TikTok spokesperson previously blasted this ban as little more than political theater. They said the ban of TikTok on federal devices passed in December without any deliberation, and unfortunately, that approach has served as a blueprint for other world governments. India banned TikTok in the summer of 2020 following a violent border clash between the country and China, and TikTok previously had 200 million users in India. This was part of a government crackdown on 59 Chinese-owned apps. India claimed that these apps were secretly transmitting users' data to servers outside India. Other countries like Canada, the UK, France, and New Zealand have enacted bans on TikTok on official government devices.
I had a question about that. So
yes.
That's if you have a phone that is given to you because you work for the government, you can't have TikTok on that?
Yes.
Because that feels like obvious to me.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like that even is counted as a ban.
I know. So it's just like get a home phone.
Like that would be like if they were like, Joe Biden, you can't have Hinge on your phone, the White House gave you. And he was like, what? That's crazy.
Yes. But since November of 2022, more than 24 states have banned TikTok on government-issued devices. Some colleges like the University of Texas at Austin, Auburn, and Boise State have blocked it from campus Wi-Fi networks. These bans typically don't extend to personal devices, and students often just switch to cellular data to use the app.
Yeah.
And then the app has already been banned for 3 years on U.S. government devices used by the Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine, like, being in the Army and everybody's like, I would like having the ability to like scroll on TikTok. Like I would be so mad if we were like in battle and I would like turn and someone's just scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would happen because it's so addicting.
I know, but it's kind of funny. The Navy doesn't seem to have a ban. And that's because they're in international waters. No, I mean, most Navy people aren't on a ship. But like, that is really funny. What about the Space Force? Can they use TikTok?
Seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it. Well, I don't think they're doing anything, right? So
I mean, it sounds like it could actually be very likely that they ban TikTok.
What do you mean? Space Force isn't do. What does Space Force do?
They go up into space and they fight aliens.
Right, that's what in my head happens.
Yeah.
So I feel like they would have. Well, if that's the case, they don't have any time to be on TikTok anyways. But in my head, they just are a group of people who are like, we're Space Force. That's all we do.
Yeah, and like so when you go on a plane, you're not supposed to turn on your phone because it interferes with, the map and stuff like that. Well, I mean, if you turn on your phone on a spaceship, it's probably the same.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's like that 15-minute lull from like launch to when they get in the atmosphere, like that they're like, all right, now we can turn our devices back on.
Planes are so scary to me because I have I was on a plane, like a lot of planes the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've watched all these videos because I used to have really bad flight anxiety, and they would be like, it is almost impossible for a commercial plane to crash. Like that is just not going to happen. Like the odds of that happening are so small, and just it's not going to happen. And so I've been working on it, and I've gotten a little bit better. But I also was like, they do when you're on a plane make everything feel so delicate.
Yeah.
Where they're like, make sure that the weight of the plane is distributed correctly.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, so if like the weight is off at all, like if they don't realize that I weigh what I weigh and they think I'm like smaller, the plane's gonna crash. Like that's what I think. Or they'll say all these things like, oh, you can't turn on your cell phone, or you can't do this and you can't do that. And it makes it feel like the plane at any moment could crash. Do you know what I mean? But in reality, the planes could like do backflips if they wanted to.
Yeah, I think it might just be like distracting, like how like when you drive a car at night and your parents are like, don't turn the light on back there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that would immediately cause them to crash. It's just like, guys,
Don't.
I can't see the road, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Because my mom used to tell me that was illegal.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that until like a couple years ago. She was like, it's illegal to have the light on when you're driving, in the car.
Yeah.
And then I found out that was a lie. Okay.
Way to go, Mom.
Okay. Why am I doing it good? Why is the U.S.?
Yes.
Why is the U.S. trying to ban TikTok again? Lawmakers renewed their scrutiny of TikTok for its ties to China through its parent company, ByteDance, after 2022 report suggested U.S. user data had been repeatedly accessed by China-based employees. TikTok has disputed the report. So did he talk about that in the hearing? Did you see that?
I think so, yeah.
And he just said, no, that didn't happen.
Well, he's like, no, but also the U.S. social media companies do not have a good history with users' data. Like, look at Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, he gave like a list of like data leaks for every single social media platform that is American, and I was like, yeah. And
all of my information, all the data I would have on TikTok, I feel like would just be what I publicly post.
Yeah, or the drafts. It's just like everyone's gonna find out I'm deeply mentally ill. They'll be like,
drafts are just 80 videos of me trying to do a TikTok dance.
Yeah.
And then never posting one because I'm like, wait, I suck.
I know, like, what information, I understand, like, it's just, general, like, privacy, but I have almost no information on, I mean, I have lesbian drama that I'm, like, shit-talking in DMs, but, like, if that leaks, the Chinese government is not going to be like, guess what Sarah Shower's stance on JoJo Siwa is?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it's also, but I guess maybe it just is money.
Yeah.
This is me making things up from this point forward. But I am like, maybe it's not that it's our data being sold and that's scary, but it's more like they're selling our data and they're like, that's bad. We should get to sell that data.
Yeah, it's mainly racism against, it's xenophobia against, because, I mean, the only different factor is that they are owned by a Chinese company and then American companies just as corrupt.
Right.
You know?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, look at Twitter and Elon Musk. This is like a full conversation I'm waiting to have in like a brief second. But yes, it's mainly xenophobia, and it's crazy how their hatred for Chinese people has absolutely blinded them to like the ramifications of what would happen if they banned TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy. And it honestly was deeply upsetting watching that when I would watch clips from it, because I was just like, this poor man having to sit through this.
Yeah.
It's like so terrible. It's like really not okay. So that is terrible. The TikTok has been working with U.S. government since
the Justice Department.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Justice Department has also been investigating TikTok's surveillance of American journalists, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. ByteDance said in December 2022 that its employees had inappropriately obtained the data of 2 U.S. TikTok users who were reporters and a few of their associates. U.S. legislators are increasingly losing trust in China and its motives. This issue resurfaced in early 2023 when a suspected Chinese spy balloon was spotted flying across a large swath of the U.S. Biden ordered the military to shoot down the balloon in February.
The thing is with that whole balloon situation, it's a slow-moving object. And I can put a gun in the air and shoot it down. I don't think Chinese people, if it was their balloon, they were like genuinely trying to spy.
Yeah.
Like the least discreet form of aircraft.
It's like a happy birthday balloon.
Yeah.
They're like, guys, sorry.
Yes.
We accidentally let it go.
It's just like a couple who are like getting engaged in the sky and they're like, shoot it down.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Then TikTok has been working with the U.S. government since 2020 to find a compromise. The Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States began to investigate TikTok in 2020. Eventually, CFIUS and TikTok came up with a draft agreement that could have satisfied everyone. There would be enough protection and third-party oversight to convince the government that China didn't interfere with the app, while also allowing the app to stay in the U.S. for the people who use it and the businesses that rely on it. This agreement is called Project Texas. The Justice Department is believed to have refused to sign on the deal and may well have killed Project Texas.
Idiots.
Idiots.
Absolute idiots. The thing is like, if banning works, why don't we ban some other things, you know?
Yeah, so you're all or nothing. You're like, if we ban TikTok, let's ban it all.
Well, I mean, like, I was talking about guns.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I mean,
well,
like,
that's
if they're
true.
like banning, okay, 3 journalists got hacked, so we need to ban TikTok. Do you hear yourself?
I know. Well, I can't even. It's too crazy. It's too just so deeply frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like, separate, honestly, from all of this, like, do you feel like if TikTok was banned, you would be, like, do you feel like there's parts of TikTok I know people have talked about where they're like, I can't stop scrolling, and the way the algorithm is, it's like, I've had multiple people like, TikTok's ruined my life.
Yeah.
Do you feel like TikTok being banned, once again, separate from all of this and just the fact that people should be able to do whatever they want, do you feel like it would be good to not have it be there?
If you're talking about like addiction wise, I think sure you could go cold turkey. I know that works for a lot of people addicted to things, but I think if we're gonna address it and as an addiction, there are a lot of harm reduction things you can do to social media devices like, again, the thing that I said a couple weeks ago, if you want to cut down screen time significantly, go to your iPhone settings and turn everything to black and white.
Oh, right. You told me that, and I need to do that.
Yeah, so if Congress or the Senate hears about like how addicting TikTok is, ask people who are in harm reduction for like honestly device usage and implement those things. Like I know that they're and we're going to read about this soon, like they're talking about people who are under 18 in Iowa probably can't access TikTok anymore without a parent's consent. And I'm like, how about if you're under 18, TikTok is in black and white?
Yeah.
And I mean, they could still be on the app, but a large draw of TikTok and social media is the colors. So like you're not taking away. It's just like harm reduction. You don't immediately, like prohibition. Yeah. The banning of alcohol just made people so much more sneaky.
Yeah, I mean that's like with anything. I feel like, but also, sorry, they don't care about any of that. I feel like ultimately, like they literally don't care if we live or die. I just didn't know if I've heard some people like, I think they shouldn't ban it, but honestly, it'd be good for me if it was banned.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, it would be good. But then yeah, it would be good individually, but I'm thinking about it as from the addiction standpoint. I'm like, this is just I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't even have it. I don't know. I think like anything, it's like, well, that's not anyone's problem. If you're addicted to TikTok, you should just figure it out, or you should. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can take steps to do that, and they have things like you said, making it black and white and all that type of stuff. I just didn't know because I'd heard a couple people say that, but it is.
Wait, I do love the idea of harm reduction for cell phones. Like one time I was listening to this radio interview where they got a bunch of addicts together. They had like alcoholism, narcotics, gambling, and then they had someone addicted to coffee. And I was like, I understand elevated heart rate, but like there should harm reduction for coffee drinkers, but I understand, if you have high blood pressure, you probably should lay off the coffee. But I just like cell phones it was just a funny thought.
No, it's true though. I feel like there's so many things like that though. Sorry to say it again, like the Disney adults, where I say you have an addiction to Disney and you have to figure it out. But I think obviously it's like there's so many addictions though that are kind of sugar coated into being just like a normal thing. Like I feel like coffee can be similar to that. Obviously it is not as harmful as all of those other things, and it does not like ruin your life in the way that the other things can. But you see people all the time where they're like, they are wearing a shirt that says like, coffee girl, and then they're like, I can't speak to my kids until I've had my coffee, and they're like, I have 9 coffees a day, and I spent $25,000 this year on coffee, and I'm like, you do have something going on.
Yeah, like it's I mean, look at the U.S. is obviously not going about this in like there's other ways. I mean, look at how the U.S. treats addicts. It's like just let them die. That is the policy, you know. So it's like just ban TikTok. But I mean. Being as an addict, from one addict to maybe you, I don't think that cell phone addiction and narcotics or drinking are the same, but it's just a funny little sort of parallel thought. Yeah.
100%. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a new bipartisan bill that may lead to TikTok's ban in the U.S. In early March, a bipartisan group of senators introduced the bill called the Restrict Act that would allow the federal government to regulate and even ban foreign-produced technology, including TikTok. Mm-hmm. Sorry. think I have to burp.
It's okay.
It isn't. I hate when this happens. Okay, I'm fine. It didn't happen.
Okay.
I just thought it was going to. In addition to China, the bill calls for the Commerce Department to identify and mitigate risks posed by technology linked to North Korea, Iran, Russia, Cuba, and Venezuela. The bill doesn't explicitly say how a ban would take effect. The bill is supported by the White House, giving it better odds of passing.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to?
I mean, after reading all these articles, probably if it does, it'll take about a year, but it sounds likely.
Which I think it's like, if it takes a year, Vine, correct me if I'm wrong, was just like removed one day. Like they were like, it's done.
Yeah, they announced Vine's demise middle of October of 2016, and then it was done at the end of January 2017.
Wow. Yeah, because I think I'm like, if it took a year or even 6 months, that transition would be like more seamless because I'm like, I think people would stop using slowly the TikTok app. Like if I knew it was going to be deleted, I would not be like posting every day on TikTok being like trying to get views on TikTok because I'd be like, what is the point of this? And I think people would like have time to slowly move to kind of another platform.
Yeah, I think the people who have self-control and who are long-term vision will start to move their audiences elsewhere. But I think just knowing how addiction itself works, I don't think most people are going to wean themselves off in time. It's going to be a very much it's done, and then they're withdrawing.
Yeah, because I've seen a couple comments, even on my TikToks.
Yeah.
It kind of made me laugh because I'm like, they'll be like, I am devastated if TikTok is, and I see these on so many people's posts. I will be devastated if TikTok ends because I will not be able to see your content anymore. And I'm just devastated. And I am like, you just go to another app. Like, you don't have to. Like, I think in their brains, they're just like, every person I follow on this app, it's done. I will never see them again. Yeah. And I saw like Anna Satar posted post crying about TikTok ending, and all the comments were like, I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. And I'm like, download Instagram. It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's like if like your local liquor store is about to close, it's like, where will I get alcohol?
Exactly.
Across the street at the other liquor store.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I can't wrap my mind around it. And that's when those people don't have addict mentality, which is probably the best for them, in that they will not do what it takes to be fed what they want. Yeah. So it's probably going to be good for them.
Oh, yeah. It just makes me laugh because they're like, they can't, because most people are just like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'll never see you again. Who cares? But when people are like, I am going to cry for weeks after TikTok ends to not see Anna Satar drink coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you can see her anywhere else.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I just feel bad for them because I feel like I want to comment and be like, here's the App Store.
Yeah.
Go get it Instagram.
So then TikTok CEO Xiaozi Chu testified in front of Congress on March 23rd, 2023. This is hilarious. So it's like sad funny. Lawmakers questioned Chu not only on TikToks or on his own links to China, but also about issues that are common across all social media platforms, like the promotion of harmful content and the immense amount of data they collect about their users. Chu attempted to promote Project Texas, but representatives on the committee frequently criticized it as being insufficient. A day before the testimony, 30 content creators gathered outside the U.S. Capitol to protest the ban.
Not very many.
Charli D'Amelio's just dancing for Project Texas.
I feel like they're so afraid of how fast TikTok, information is spread on TikTok, but if only 30 people showed up to a protest, I'm like, I think it's okay. I don't think information's spreading that fast.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of DC content creators.
That's true. That's probably true.
If they did it in LA, they'd probably get like thousands of people.
Oh my God. These are some things that were said during it. I watched so many compilations of just these, and it made me want to throw up.
All right. So these are questions that people in the Senate asked the CEO of TikTok. So what is something that was asked?
Does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Yeah, these are people in power. And so the CEO said, yes, unless you use your data. This is an actual, that would be like if you held a murder trial and the judge asks, the lawyer, so a knife can critically injure you, right? And then the lawyer's like, yes, if you stab someone, you can kill someone. And they're like, okay, so kill means to end the life of, right?
Yes.
And the lawyer's like, yes. Like, that's exactly how
it was
felt.
literally like having a grandma who, like, your grandma who you always have to explain to them how the Roku remote works. Like, explaining to them over and it was like she was in the Senate. It was like insane. I mean, just asking questions basically about how their phone works, being like, when's my T-Mobile bill due? He's like, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. And they're like, oh, good. I don't have T-Mobile. I just don't. What do I have? It's like so embarrassing. They also asked, does TikTok support genocide?
Yeah. And so the question had no relation. And so the CEO said, can we keep talking about TikTok? Like, that's what they said to that question. And I was like, how would you even get to that? That's like, this is like a TikTok commenter. I was like, you really would thrive in the TikTok comments where like, he's talking about TikTok does not store the data of its users. So you guys support genocide? Where did you even get that from?
I know. It's bizarre. It's truly bizarre. They asked, this one really made me laugh. Does TikTok track whether or not your eyes are dilated?
Yeah.
You're like, a camera does. I guess any camera, because if you look at someone, you can see that. I guess so. And also, what is that information?
Well, it's like to see if they're like interested. It's like how when you're attracted to someone, your like eyes dilate maybe, or like maybe if it's reading if you're influenced. But,
I see. I just didn't know because did you know my pupils are different sizes?
Are they?
Yeah.
My nipples are different sizes.
Whoa.
I know.
Are we twins?
Yeah.
Were we separated at birth?
The breasts are the eyes of the chest.
That's true. That's true. I always get worried because if you look up like why are my pupils different sizes, it's like cancer, you have cancer.
Yeah.
And or like you had a major concussion years ago. I don't think I have either of those. I definitely don't have cancer. I went and asked the doctor, but it is scary to me because I'm like, why are my eyes like that?
Yeah. I love the idea of people who just got LASIK can't go on TikTok. They're like, God damn it. Gotta wait 48 hours.
And what are some other good ones? They said, I guess he said, we looked through their public profile and someone said, well, that's creepy.
Their public profile. Wait, I have some more. So there was one question. Okay, so wait. They basically, the people were asking like, how do you know how old people are on TikTok? And so the CEO says, we don't collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users. And then the senator said, how do you determine what age they are then? And then the CEO says, when you create an account, you put your age in.
And that's like every single app.
Yeah.
Every single app. I had a Facebook when I was 8 because my mom wanted me to send her wood on Farmville.
Yeah.
Okay. They thought I was 13. All my animals, it was like that time where everyone had a Facebook for their animals.
Yeah.
We had 3 animals, all of them had Facebooks, to send my mom wheat and wood on Farmville. We all had them.
Yeah.
None of us were of age to have a Facebook.
Yeah. I think it's like, I feel like I want the Senate to like interview a DMV employee. I want them to be like, so how do you know people are actually 16 to get their license? And then the DMV employee's like, they enter their age into the form and they bring their birth certificate. We don't do a full body scan to be like, yes, they're menstruating.
Oh, God, I just get so mad about all of this type of stuff too because none of these people care about any of this. They don't care about any of this. Half of it's like people will ask questions. I'm not talking about these specific people, but people like this. Well, then it'll come out that they were like fucking have a bunch of child porn on their computer, and it's just like they don't care about any of this. Or like that guy who was like so pushing so hard for that anti-trans bill, and then was like commenting on Twitter on all of these like gay men's profiles being like, you're so hot. Like all of it is just fake and it is such a waste of time. I'm like, if we were all just honest with our feelings and not everyone was just like making up things they cared about, it would be so easy. And it just really pushes my buttons, Sarah.
No, it really does. Like that, you speak of like the For You page, like a lot of these people, like these politicians were like, well, TikTok is just an app where like underage children dance in really skimpy outfits, and that's all you can see. And then everyone's like, the For You page is curated for what you like to watch. You know,
they're like, my whole For You page is a bunch of sexy babies. What am I supposed to do?
It's like, stop watching
You're the only one who has that. You're the only person who has that. And it's also crazy because that is like every app. It's like every Facebook is the same way. Instagram is the exact same way.
Yeah.
I mean, my I don't know. This is my Instagram page. What is it? Suggestion page, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I always am like deeply disturbed by it because, well, this makes me sound like one of them. But I'm obsessed with Dance Moms.
Yeah.
So I follow all the Dance Moms girls, and I like am obsessed with the show. Abby Lee Miller. I love Christy Lukasiak. Like, I'm obsessed. Fangirl. So it thinks I'm a 12-year-old competition dancer for sure. And so like all of my suggested videos, and I swear on my life, I don't watch them, are like 8-year-olds dancing. And I'm like, I don't want to see, like, I actually don't care. That's not why I watch Dance Moms. I watched it to see Abby like bite Kelly Hyland's finger. Like, that's why I watched it. But I do think it is funny because I'm like, yeah, it's very telling of what you watch on the internet. They're not just like putting sexy babies on your For You page.
You are looking for sexy babies.
Yeah.
You're asking your grandson to come into the room and search for research purposes, sexy children dancing in skimpy outfit.
Man. Oh, man. So it just really peeves me. They were like, look, I'm a pervert. I need TikTok to be banned because I can't stop looking at sexy babies. And I'd be like, someone ban TikTok. This poor guy can't stop looking at sexy babies. But they're all just like, save the children. And then they all like they're all going to jail for
exactly
having, relationships with babies. I just can't. It makes me so mad. Oh, God, it makes me mad. Anyways.
How likely is this ban? If the government banned TikTok, it would likely face legal challenges. The American Civil Liberties Union sent a letter in late February 2023 to the House Foreign Affairs Committee to protest this bill, saying that the legislation would violate America's First Amendment rights. Angelo Zeno, a senior equity analyst at CFRA Research, wrote that a ByteDance sale of TikTok or a U.S. ban on the app is looking increasingly likely in the next 12 to 18 months. Zeno continued, we don't think anything said by Mr. Chu alleviated concerns about sensitive TikTok data eventually reaching the Chinese government because they couldn't even wrap their mind around how you enter your age to create an account. They're not going to alleviate. They have actually an entire dictionary of concerns, and they just need to read a user manual and like truly grasp it. We still place only about 35 to 40% chance it happens, with 2024 being an election year and politicians needing to tread carefully to ban a platform that is extremely popular with voters aged 18 to 45. And then the U.S. has never issued a blanket ban on the app. If the U.S. moves to completely block the app, there is a possibility that the use of a VPN could provide access to the app. And so VPN puts your location in a different country or something like that, so you can use the app. And the U.S. has successfully forced the sale of Chinese apps in the past. CFI US, the U.S. committee that had the negotiations with TikTok, is the same group that previously forced the sale of LGBTQ dating app Grindr from Chinese ownership back in 2019. But yeah, I think...
Wait, what was that last part?
So they have successfully forced Chinese-owned apps to sell in the past, and the Grindr was...
But Grindr was the last one.
The thing is like, this reminds me of what's happening in Florida. Like, something is happening. Like, the amount of money that is made on TikTok. You think about like all of the major companies from like Nike, Adidas, CoverGirl, like all these huge, every single company is on TikTok.
Every single one, yeah.
And so like, wouldn't most like lawmakers shoot themselves in the foot? We would lose so much revenue from the companies that are advertising on TikTok that are American companies, and then you would create bad blood with those companies because most of those companies already pulled out of Twitter. So like pulling out of TikTok is going to be like the nail in the coffin. Also, China could retaliate. Like, if you banned TikTok in America, the amount of trade that we do with China, like, it would be a domino effect of stupid decisions.
Exactly.
And then so a lot of lawmakers can be bought, and no one's gonna want to buy you if they know that you would screw you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's exactly. I also would pay so much money to see this exact trial, but about Grindr being banned.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
Just like the CEO is a very flamboyant gay man.
Yeah, and they're just like, so what is anal sex? And they're like, oh my God, we have to explain this. It's nothing to do with the app.
Wait, that is such a funny, oh my God. I know that that's not like, it would be probably xenophobic, obviously, but the idea of like a lawmaker interviewing the CEO of Grindr, and they're like, so this man on my phone is 100 feet away from me. And then you just like scan the room.
But they're clearly on, all of them are clearly on Grindr.
Yeah.
Where they're like, so if a guy doesn't, this guy was like flirting with me and then he like didn't text me back and I feel like I'm ghosting, but I already sent nudes. Like, is that, if that were to happen, is that data available to the public? And they're like, yes, it is. And clearly you did that.
Yeah, it's like, so my problem with Grindr is that it's all, bears in my area. But I'm really into like, the more Twinkie. It's so like, I feel like we should ban it because it's not, it's like, that's you. That's
and then they're like, how do we know? How are we verifying people's age on Grindr? Because when I went on Grindr, it was like only 12-year-olds I ended up going on dates with. And they're like, okay, so that is just you and you're going to jail. You're a pedophile.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, arguments for banning TikTok. Any company doing business in China ultimately falls under Chinese Communist Party laws. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is based in China. China has national security laws that require companies under its jurisdiction to cooperate with a broad range of security activities. The Chinese government could use the app to spread propaganda to U.S. audiences. Some in the U.S. government have expressed concerns that the app would be infiltrated by the Chinese government to essentially spy on American users or gain access to user data. Other concerns raised are not unique to TikTok, but more broadly about the potential for social media platforms to lead younger users down harmful rabbit holes, which is so annoying because it's like, you don't care. And also like, yeah, once again, like I know I've said this a million times, but it's just like, that is not, you guys don't care about anything that has to do with like supporting children, supporting low-income children. You have all these social media apps that benefit off of like children being exploited. And you don't care about that. Anyways, but do you think any of those other arguments are valid?
No, because I think the only thing that really sticks out is the China element, that because Facebook, there's so many jokes about how if you whisper, toothpaste next to your phone, Instagram is going to pop up a Crest ad.
Yeah.
Like it's every single site has access to our data. And
does that bother you? Because I have always been like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. And if it's people, it mainly concerns high security clearance people like government officials, people in the military. I'm so sorry, journalists and people in the military, if you watch this, but just kind of limit their access to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it's always like some man in the middle of Alabama who builds boats and doesn't literally talk about anything. And he's like, they're stealing my information. And I'm like, no one cares. Actually, no one cares. And not just about you. No one cares about any, like, I think they think the data that they're collecting, I think in their brain, like, data means they are watching me. Like, I'm being surveillanced 24/7.
Yeah.
And that, like, is not what it is. And it is so much more, not that I should be the one explaining what selling data is, because I actually don't know, but I know they're not just like fully watching you 24/7. Like I used to in middle school, this is kind of different, but I always had a sticker over my camera on my computer because I was like, thought I was being watched. And I feel like a lot of people did that.
Yeah.
And I am like, maybe that's true, but also what are they, you think that, it feels like the same mentality of thinking that like, you know how in movies about Santa Claus, like each elf would be assigned a person and they would just watch them 24/7? It's like that. Why would that benefit any single person?
Yeah, we're going to find out if you're on the nice or naughty list and then send you to jail.
Yes. But there are a lot of arguments against banning TikTok. For example, TikTok is based in Los Angeles and Singapore, not China. U.S. user data is mostly stored by TikTok on servers in Virginia, which back up storage in Singapore. TikTok companies also TikTok company officials say Chinese authorities have never attempted to gain access to Americans' information. Privacy and security researchers who have looked under the hood at TikTok's apps say that as far as they can tell, TikTok isn't much different from any other social media networks in terms of the data it collects or how it communicates with other with company servers. And I agree exactly what you were saying, where it's like, I'm not saying there's no problem. I don't know. I'm not educated enough on this to say there's absolutely no issues with any of these. But it is not just TikTok. If there's an issue with it, it's an issue with every single social media platform and the internet itself.
Yeah, that is true. And I think we have pretty much all the concerns. The arguments against banning TikTok are things that we have touched on, all social media networks engage in rampant collection of their users' data. A ban that stops Americans from using an app that allows them to share their views and art could face legal challenges of First Amendment groups. The banning of TikTok could set a dangerous precedent. Yeah. And then banning TikTok could lead to retaliation by China, which would harm U.S. businesses. And if these politicians are like, we don't need China to survive, idiots. No evidence has shown that China uses TikTok for propaganda or accessing U.S. citizens' data. That is true. I'd say the main form of propaganda that we see is created in the U.S. Think about incels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
The alt-right pipeline. The Andrew Tate phenomenon. Like, how are Chinese officials going to influence us when we're still working on the women are beneath us, I think it really, I feel like just the fact that the word banning has been used so much in the last month specifically is such a frustrating, kind of like you said earlier, but banning drag shows and they're just throwing the word banning around. They're banning everything. Yeah. And
like then having obviously the conversation around like assault rifles happening as well. It is like so it's like I was saying earlier, they know that you can ban things.
Yeah.
And they know, first of all, that it doesn't always work because they're and so it just depends on what they want to be happening. So it's just like when they do things, it's like this. It's like every single argument they have against banning guns is like pointless because it's like we want to ban everything else, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and some Republicans watching this are going to be like, "So you're right, banning guns wouldn't work." Shut up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But it's like they know that is all they say, but then they want to go ban other things, and then they never discuss the fact. So it's just like every single person talking about every single issue like doesn't actually care about it, and they're not actually thinking about, which is obvious. I know I'm just preaching to the choir, but it's just so frustrating.
This is my favorite line. China doesn't need TikTok to spy on Americans or disseminate propaganda because we can do it ourselves. Ever heard of QAnon? I love how China, Americans are like, other countries are gonna influence us. I was like, I can poorly Photoshop together a picture of Donald Trump eating Putin's ass.
Yes.
And 80% of the people who see it will be like, I believe it. And the thing is,
and that's all that Facebook is also. If you ever spend an hour on Facebook, all it is the most insane. It'll be like footage of Hillary Clinton making out with Dolly Parton underneath a giant bucket of children on fire. And it's just like, people believe it. It's like the most insane things you've ever seen. That's all that Facebook is.
And that graphic came from Dayton. It didn't even have to come from Beijing. It was made in Reno.
Exactly. Ugh, it's always Reno.
It's just, Reno is like the city where it's like, who lives there?
I know multiple people who live in Reno, and I'm always like, guys,
you gotta visit.
What the fuck are you? Yeah, you gotta visit. Anyways, I know we're running out of time, and we do have like a really crazy interview guest today that I'm like super excited about.
But so banning TikTok and the impact on creators, it's the same as like the U.S. economy, where like it would obviously affect TikTok creators as well, especially those whose main platform is on TikTok. And so in a perfect world, you wouldn't even have to feel this threat of TikTok being banned. But my advice in the meantime to those creators, migrate as best as you can your audience to other platforms. Like, sure, we can vote and we can protest, but in the meantime, try moving your audience
and
a
what
bit.
I will say is like, in my opinion, and from what I've experienced, all of those other apps, YouTube and Instagram, they are also like, we can talk about this later too, where it is like, if TikTok's removed, let me start this over. If TikTok is removed, currently Instagram and YouTube are doing everything they can to like keep up with TikTok and vice versa. And they're both just like, they're all doing the same exact things and making new features that are like each other, which is like good.
Yeah.
It's like competition, and that is like what is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I guess. And I think it's made all of the apps kind of like be there for their creators in a way.
Yeah.
I haven't really experienced that with TikTok. I feel like they never talk to me or I can't get a hold of them. But I feel like with Instagram and YouTube, they're always like trying to like connect with their creators and because they have something that they're trying to like compete with, a little healthy competition, and also maybe they just care about their creators. I don't know. But once that is, so right now I feel like all of those apps are trying to push people. And so anytime someone's like, how do I grow on Instagram? I'm like, don't be like on, like TikTok will never push you trying to push people to another platform. Do you know what I mean? So obviously be talking on TikTok about how you can follow you on Instagram. But if you just like keep posting on Instagram and you just keep posting, like honestly, just a reel every day. If you've made TikToks, you have TikToks for a year and a half. Just download all of those and just be posting them without watermarks to Instagram and YouTube, and you will grow an audience.
And for every boomer, Gen X, anyone who doesn't know how to remove a watermark, there are apps on your computer. But speaking of boomers, we actually have someone in the studio to talk, like who's here to talk about the TikTok ban.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope that they weren't listening to this whole podcast because I think they're going to be a little bit offended by a lot of it.
Probably. Well, let me know if they are offended.
I'm going to. Are you sure you don't want to meet them? It's kind of a big deal. They're here. Basically, I'll give you a spoiler. We have a senator here.
Yeah, I feel like I can skip this one. I'm going to step outside to relapse.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for being here as
No
always
problem.
every week.
My podcast.
Showing up. You're the most stable person in my life. So you just keep showing up, and I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. We'll be right back. And we are back, everyone. We are about to do an interview with Miriam Beef. Did I say that correctly?
Senator Miriam Beef. Yeah.
Senator Miriam Beef. Thank you for coming. I know you have a really packed schedule, especially this week, so I appreciate you making time. Can you, first of all, explain to me why you want to ban TikTok?
I want to ban TikTok because it's satanic and I don't understand it.
Okay.
It's like Italian. I don't get that, so I think we should ban Italians as well.
You want to ban all Italian people?
I think they've had it too easy in the past.
Sure. Okay, I disagree on that, but then what do you think TikTok is? Could you just give me a description of what the app is?
TikTok is one of them platforms like a stage except for your phone. So it basically raises you a couple feet off the ground, but on your phone. And it's something the kids use to dance upon.
And you don't like dancing?
No, I don't understand why the mayor in Footloose got so much shit for trying to ban dancing, because I was behind that. And it's not because I don't got no rhythm.
Okay.
It's because dancing leads to sex and sex leads to babies.
So, but how do you know if you've had rhythm? How do you know if you have rhythm if you've never danced before?
Because it's just a feeling I get in my loins.
Okay, well, let me tell you something, Miriam. The description of TikTok you just gave me is not what TikTok is.
Then what is TikTok?
It's a place where people post videos. It's very similar to YouTube, or you may know Facebook.
I've heard of Facebook. YouTube, is that the thing with the lady who wears that lipstick on her face?
Are you talking about Miranda Sings?
Miranda, does she dance as well?
She dances, yeah.
Oh, I don't like that website. I saw a video one time of a gorilla punching a giraffe, and I had enough.
You drew the line there.
I did not like that.
Did you search that, or it just came up?
I don't know what you mean by search. I have not gone to the zoo in recent years. It popped up when my grandson tried to show me something with the craft. You know, which or mine. And so and then off to the side, there was this video that said gorilla punches giraffe.
And you clicked right on it. You said, what's that about?
I thought it was two football mascots. It was real animals from the zoo.
Okay, Miriam, I'm so sorry you went to see that. Senator, I'm so sorry. What? I'm going to ask you a couple questions about TikTok. Obviously, you want it to be banned, so I want to hear what you have to say. What is a trending sound that you know?
Trending sound? I know a lot of me and my constituents got ringing in our ears. That's a trending sound in my community, but I think that's just the high blood pressure.
Yeah, and you got to get that checked out.
I know, but my doctor recommends a white noise machine.
Okay.
And just sort of beta blockers.
Do you, tell me, what's on your For You page?
My For You page, my granddaughter's name is Paige. And what's on her? She goes to Virginia Tech. Go Hokies. And I seen some of the pictures from her date parties. She's wearing those skimpy little outfits. And I said, you are of legal age, but my God, Paige, put some damn clothes on. And I think she said it was Abercrombie and bitch. And
That's just inappropriate. That's a terrible brand name.
Yeah, that's what's on my baby page.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Do you know who Charlie D'Amelio is?
Again with the damn Italians. It's Charlie D'Amelio.
Sorry.
It's a type of pasta. You got rigatoni, penny, and D'Amelio.
What's the second one you said?
Penny. And so when I go to an Italian restaurant at my lowest, it's not first choice.
What's your favorite restaurant? Olive Garden?
I get the Charlie D'Amelio sauce on the side, light Parmesan, because my doctor said it don't help my blood pressure.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like I know the answer to this. Do you have a favorite TikTok dance?
Kendahl, is that your name?
Yeah.
I told you I don't dance.
Okay.
I don't sing. I don't hum. When I go to...
Terrible. Do you have a favorite singer?
No, I don't believe in the Grammys. I go to a church, denominational, and they don't even like singing.
So there's no choir?
No, we just speak the hymns.
All right.
Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound who saved a wretch like me. Because singing is just, that's the Satan's music.
Yeah. Okay. Do you use hashtags?
I eat them almost every morning with ketchup, and that's why I got high blood pressure.
So you think I mean hash browns?
Yes.
I'm saying hashtag. Do you know what a hashtag is?
Is that like the brown before it's mashed?
No, I don't even know what that means. You mean the peel?
Yes.
That's not a hashtag. You've ever seen hashtag summer vacation?
I've been on summer vacation. We went to Colonial Williamsburg, and we visited my grandfather's gravesite. He was killed with several bayonets to the chest. And he was a war hero because he was the maintenance man for the Porta-Johns during the war.
All right, so you don't know what a hashtag is. Can I ask you, what is banning TikTok going to accomplish? Why do you want to do this so bad?
Well, it's going to make all the kids go outside. I know every time I'm driving down my street in Charleston, I don't see any children anywhere. And I'm like, where are they? And they're on their game guys and their Nintendo off switches. And their eyes, I've only had TikTok for 5 minutes, and it deeply affected my eyesight.
Why? What did you see on there?
Well, the bright lights, and then someone was saying something about a challenge. I think, they were trying to eat, what's that thing?
A spicy chip?
Yeah, they were having, I think, Frito-Lays.
The challenge was just eating Frito-Lays?
I think it was an ad.
Oh, I don't think this is a challenge. I think you might have just seen someone doing an ad for Frito-Lays.
But those kids are glued to their damn phones.
And I agree with you on that.
And back in my day, we had a landline. So if we wanted to say something sexual, we couldn't post it to millions of people. We had to say it on our home phone with Ma and Pa eavesdropping, and then our brother and sister on the phone in the basement, and you could hear giggling every time you said something a little bit scandalous.
And you liked that. You think everyone should have to go through that?
Yes.
Okay. Senator, you know what? We disagree on a lot of things, but I hear where you're coming from. I would encourage you to maybe look up what TikTok is, because it seems like maybe you don't know a single thing about it, unfortunately.
First off, if I'm going to look anything up, I need my grandson.
That sounds about right.
Or I got to go to the public library, and I lost my card in the damn washer.
Oh.
So I got a bunch of books burning a hole in the back of my car, and I just know Edith is going to tear me a new one.
Yeah, I'm
trying to get the funding revoked for local libraries, so she is out of a job because she is just one big bitch.
Why would that help? Miriam, is that your name? Sorry.
I think so.
I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Because the taxpayer dollar is going to way too many projects.
So what do you want it to go to?
I want it to go to guns.
That's what I thought. All right.
And churches.
Okay.
And churches that have a gun rack for all of their people in the audience.
That's a horrible idea.
Actually, it's very uncomfortable to sit on a handgun, so I would like to check it at the door with my coat.
Okay, well, that's fair. You like it. You don't want to have to carry it the whole time.
No.
All right. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else you'd like to say to anyone here who thinks TikTok is the best app ever?
I have a question for you.
Sure.
You're wearing a blazer over a hoodie, and you ain't got no makeup on, broad daylight. Are you one of them queers?
I'm a lesbian.
Oh, my Lord.
I know. And this is a lesbian podcast.
Oh, my God.
That means if you're on this podcast, you're also a lesbian.
But how do y'all do it without, when you got, how does that work?
You're asking about sex?
Oh, my God.
You're bringing up sex. I didn't bring up sex. You're bringing up sex.
I know, but you forced it in my mouth.
No, you wanted to talk about it. You want to talk about lesbian sex.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
do.
guys getting married?
Not right now.
Good, because they would not let you in the house of the Lord.
Well, we've already had a lot of sex, so we don't really need to.
Oh, my God. It's Adam and Eve, not Kendahl and Jenner. I don't know. What are we doing here?
You're bringing up the Kardashians. Do you like the Kardashians?
The Kardashians.
You said Kendall Jenner, so you're letting it all spill. I think secretly you are on TikTok. You like the Kardashians, and you're a lesbian who likes having
Kardashians,
sex.
is that like tiramisu?
I can't. No, those are women.
Lesbians.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm sorry to all the viewers you had to listen to this. I'm pro not banning TikTok, and we always like to hear from the other side. So thank you so much for being here.
I cannot wait to pass to the other side.
I don't know where you're going, but I wish the best for you.
Thank you. I will pray for you and your girlfriend.
Thank you. Wow, what a treat. That was the worst thing I've ever done.
Really? Was it that bad?
They were just, I mean, you'll have to watch it later.
I will,
I can't
definitely.
relive it. Thank you guys so much for watching the episode today. If TikTok gets banned, remember to follow Sarah and I on Instagram and YouTube.
We also have a BCC Club Instagram account and YouTube account, so make sure to subscribe and follow on there. We're also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any place you get your podcasts.
Oh, yeah. And we just love that you're here, and we love you all. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.